Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a 1/2" drive flex head Craftsman ratchet. These are one of the last groups of 1/2" drive Craftsman ratchets to be made in the United States. You can tell that based off of, if you're looking at that middle warning, that's definitely a new thing. Keep the lawyers off Sears and Roebuck's butt. The emblem right there, of course, has no flags on it. So on the side right here, it would have flags the older it gets. So it's missing that, which makes it, you can tell that it's newer. And over here, it is not forged in the USA anymore. It's just printed USA. It is a VVQ series. So it's more likely than not made by Danaher Tool Group. Overall, it's a decent ratchet. It has a rebuild kit on it, so this is not the original overall mechanism for the ratchet. The selector, if it can focus, the selector is different. The teeth, the quick release is different. If we look at something from the same type of generation as it, this is what it would look like otherwise. So this is a plastic selector switch and a plastic quick release on this. As you can tell, the quick release, the quick release doesn't protrude from the anvil, whereas on something like this, if we can get it to focus again, it does protrude from the anvil, so that's a little bit of difference. Overall though, same basic construction in this one compared to this one. Of course, you can tell looking at the different lengths of each. I mean, they're both 1/2" drive outputs, so 1/2" drive anvils for the ratchets, but everything else, I mean, there's no comparison between the overall size of this. Fit and finish wise between the two, these ratchets are the VVQ series compared to the VN, which was kind of the cheapest you could go route. I mean, they looked terrible, all things considered. Just the fit and finish of them, I think, is not nearly as nice as what it was prior. And even before or after that, the last stretch of these, like especially the flex heads, I think that their overall quality is a lot better. You can tell, hopefully you can tell, the finish of the top one is going to be almost like a satin finish, so it doesn't really have much sheen to it, whereas the flex head definitely has a lot more of a shiny appearance to it. And that's all the way around the whole entire tool. I mean, the satin finish in the main beam of the tool is all around a lot more dull on this shorter one. So this one was actually an accident finding this. I went into Sears, years ago when Sears was still an actual entity, and went in there, had a pair of old Craftsman vice grips, and they were some junk I bought at a thrift store for $1.50, something like that. And it was something that I say, oh, I'll get around to fixing it eventually. I honestly just got tired of looking at it in the garage. Decided, yeah, screw it, we'll go to Sears and trade it out. See what they had to warranty it with. I really don't like Chinese tools to begin with. I figured that if I can, I try to buy American. And so went there with the impression that I was going to get a Chinese pair of vice grips. Went in there, the guy said, hey, we don't have any vice grips in the store at all in stock. And this was the dying days of the local Sears by my house. So I said, okay, what can we do instead? He said, well, I can order you a pair off Sears.com. And I said, well, I really don't want those. I was like, what else can you do for me? And he's like, I really can't do much. So I said, well, what if I just get a ratchet instead for it? I mean, you guys are clearly struggling at the store, so I'm assuming it's probably gonna be not long until we find the eventual end of this store anyways. And so I said, how about a ratchet? So he said, you know what, I might be able to do that. So my first question was, do we have any of these? This is a classic Craftsman round head fine tooth ratchet. These are great. I mean, even if people that hate Craftsman, they can appreciate these ratchets. They were definitely unlike what Craftsman was putting out there at the time. Their mechanism was great, and you definitely tell by the price in the aftermarket that their mechanism was a lot better than this classic design from, you know, the 50s. So I asked for this one originally. Of course they didn't have it. That'd be too easy. So I said, okay, do you have any flex heads? Well, this is what he had. It was luckily American. So it was an American flex head. It was in decent condition. It had that rebuild kit, which I'm pretty sure they're made in China, but it had the better selector switch than this old one, better quick release, not plastic. So I said, sure, why not? But these, you know, you're looking at it now on eBay, or, you know, you can find them in swap meets and stuff. They go for about 40 bucks, you know, generally speaking. But I mean, they're a definitely good quality tool. They're that harsher 36 tooth design compared to this, the fine tooth ones, but I mean, overall they're pretty bulletproof. I've used this on stuff that shouldn't be used with a 1/2" drive flex head ratchet. Definitely should have used a breaker bar on it, but you can tell the mechanism is clearly straight still. The beam is straight, there's no bends on it. And even, you know, sitting there throwing it, you know, on and off the you can see right there with the scuff that, you know, putting it on the concrete definitely scratches it up a little bit. On the head, you know, you always lay down like this, so you expect the head to be scratched up there, and you see the, maybe, yeah, you see the beam on the bottom is a little bit scratched up too. But I mean, overall, the condition of this thing, for how much use I've put into it and how much use somebody else must have put into it, considering it had a rebuild on it, so it must have broke beforehand. Overall, good ratchet. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. It's something that is interesting to me when I first got it. Didn't see very many videos about it on YouTube, so I figured I would share it with you and kind of compare it between the differences between this, which is about the same generation as this flex head, but gives you some sort of insight on the differences between the manufacturing, between the years, between the date codes. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you next time.